If you're like me, a self-proclaimed boomer, then you probably remember the exhilarating days of playing the iconic Doom 1995. It was a game that transcended language barriers, where the story took a backseat to one thing: pure, unadulterated action. All that mattered was grabbing a trusty weapon and knowing exactly how to unleash chaos. But what if I told you that there's a new game in town that captures that same thrilling essence? Get ready to embark on the adrenaline-fueled journey with Boltgun, a Warhammer 40k series that brings back the classic Doom 1995 graphic. If you yearn for the days of unapologetic carnage and endless fun, then you definitely don't want to miss out on this video. Hi, apparently I'm lucky, and today I'm here to introduce you to a game that I've been eagerly awaiting for what feels like an eternity, and let me tell you why this game holds a special place in my heart. In the realm of modern gaming, we're spoiled with incredibly immersive experiences. Games are becoming increasingly complex with intricate systems and captivating gameplay mechanics. Just take a look at the mesmerizing pixel art masterpiece Red String Club. It's a game that hooks you with its multitude of game mechanics and intricate systems. Now, don't get me wrong, I love diving deep into those immersive worlds, but sometimes I yearn for that pure, unadulterated, play for fun experience. You know the type, the games that you can pick up after a year of absence and instantly find yourself in the thick of the action. No problems whatsoever. And guess what? Boltgun is precisely that kind of game. It's a breath of fresh air in the rich and storied Warhammer 40k series. While many games in that series focus heavily on the lore of 40k narrative, Boltgun takes a different approach. It says, hey, if you carve an immersive story and intricate details, we've got you covered. But if you just want to grab a weapon and unleash havoc upon those heretics, we've got you covered too. So get ready to dive into the exciting world of Boltgun, where the pure joy of gameplay takes center stage. It's a game that reminds us that sometimes all you need is a trusty weapon, a world full of heretics to obliterate, and the freedom to unleash your inner fury. So buckle up and get ready to embark on an adrenaline-filled journey like no other. Just like any other game out there, Boltgun kicks off with a rookie being sent to the most treacherous corner of the universe, tasked with vanquishing the most menacing villains, and wouldn't you know it, our journey begins with a bang, as our trusty plane decides to crash, leaving us without our friendly marines and firepower. But hey, let's be real here. The developers probably just didn't feel like creating AI-controlled bodies this time around. To be honest, I didn't quite grasp the intricacies of the game's story. But who needs a story when you have a Boltgun in your hands, ready to unleash chaos? The first 10 minutes were a pure rush of nostalgia. Nothing particularly extraordinary, aside from that epic and iconic marine chainsaw sword that had a pretty cool factor. As I delved deeper, I realized that, unlike Doom, that sword was pretty much useless. But you know what did capture my attention? It was this one scene. A scene so iconic that if you recognize it, my friend, you're a true boomer. Yes, that's right. It's a classic Doom scene. I have no idea why, but seeing it on my screen brought an amazing surge of joy to my gaming soul. Hey there. Now that you've joined me on this gaming adventure, I want to take a moment to express my sincere appreciation for your support. If you're enjoying the content and having a great time, I would be incredibly grateful if you could leave a like and even consider subscribing to my channel. By subscribing, you won't miss out on any of my content that I have in store for you. But hey, let's also remember to take a break and treat ourselves. Grab your favorite drink, find a cozy spot, and let's just relax. So sit back, enjoy the ride, and thank you once again for being a part of this incredible journey. Cheers. From the moment I started slaying enemies in this game, it became abundantly clear that the sheer satisfaction and awesomeness of taking them down knows no bounds. But you know what took that satisfaction to a whole new level? Brace yourself for the mighty heavy bolter. Oh boy, this weapon is an absolute beast. It didn't take long for it to claim the title of my all-time favorite in an instant. As I continued my journey, dispatching foes left and right, I stumbled upon the discovery of my own abilities. But let me tell you, the excitement quickly turned to disappointment. I mean, seriously, what were they thinking? I'm supposed to be a rookie, yet my abilities were downright laughable. Pushing? That's the best they could come up with? Well, let me tell you, that ability is a disgrace, and I swiftly decided to ditch it altogether. Only is a feeble push when you're wielding the power of a heavy bolter, right? As I prepared to dive into the world of Boltgun even more, a question lingered in my mind. Why was this game given such a peculiar name? Who came up with it? And what was their reasoning? But now, standing at this juncture, it all becomes clear, and I find myself wholeheartedly respecting the brilliance behind this choice. Completing the first mission brought forth an intriguing revelation. Secrets. Ah, yes. The elusive treasures hidden within the game's depth. I must admit, I couldn't uncover the secrets in the first level, but as I progressed further, the thrill of discovery intensified. And let me tell you, it is not just some mere achievement like trinkets you obtain and promptly forget. No, these secrets bestow upon you genuinely exciting abilities, like a special bolter ammunition, or even something akin to a beast mode. I don't quite know the actual name, but trust me, it's beastly. Secrets in this game are an endeavor worth your time. Whether you are striving to achieve that coveted 100% completion, or simply enjoying a casual playthrough, they added a layer of depth and excitement that goes beyond mere collectibles. Whole hour, every single second, was an absolute blast. It was a pure symphony of fun and excitement that resonated deep within me. As I ventured forth, new adversaries crossed my path. These motherfuckers, the toughest foes I had encountered thus far. Alongside them, there were frogs, demons, and even mini-bosses, each posing a unique challenge. An hour and a half flew by, and I triumphantly reached the end of the first area. The sense of accomplishment surged within me, but to my surprise, the game was far from over. This unexpected twist only fueled my curiosity. Would there be new guns to wield, new enemies to conquer, perhaps even fresh abilities that actually prove useful? I wondered if, now that the first chapter had concluded, I would finally have the chance to upgrade my arsenal or enhance my abilities. Alas, my hopes were dashed as reality set in. It turned out that everything remained exactly the same. They stripped me of all my hard-earned weapons, leaving me to reclaim them once again. There were no new enemies, abilities, or weapons to be found. I must admit, they did alter the environment, which was a minor consolation, but in terms of substantial changes, there was little to be seen. Needless to say, it left me feeling rather disappointed. Despite the setback, I have to give credits where it's due. The developers did create a visually diverse and captivating environment. However, it was disheartening to see the core gameplay loop remained unchanged. I had hoped for more variety, for new challenges to overcome, and fresh experiences to savor. I immersed myself in the new chapter of the game for a while, but eventually it reached the point where I decided to call it quits. Yes, you see, I'm what some might call insatiable. I have a tendency to grow bored easily, and unfortunately, the game failed to provide any further excitement for me to continue. Now I could be mistaken, but in my opinion, if the game had concluded after the first chapter, it would have been perfect. However, they decided to tack on 2 more chapters, leaving me longing for something more. It appears that developers have plans for future DLC, and if that's the case, I sincerely hope they consider implementing an upgrade system or introducing new enemy type. It will inject a much needed freshness into the gameplay and rekindle my enthusiasm. As it stands, the game fell short in terms of long-term engagement, and I couldn't help but yearn for additional content to enrich the experience. In conclusion, this game is nothing short of fantastic. It boasts amazing gameplay. The thrill of dispatching enemies is deeply satisfying, and the attention to details is commendable. Furthermore, it exudes a captivating sense of nostalgia that transports players back to a bygone era of gaming. When you consider all these positive aspects, one might be inclined to give it a glowing 9 or even a perfect 10 out of 10. However, it's crucial to acknowledge a couple of shortcomings that prevent it from reaching its full potential. Performance issues and the lack of substantial gameplay changes beyond the first chapter are notable concerns. These factors can be somewhat distracting and detract from an otherwise stellar experience. If you possess the ability to overlook these drawbacks and focus on the gameplay's strengths, you'll find a gem worth playing. Moreover, it's worth mentioning that the game is available at a reasonable price of just $20. So why not take the plunge and try it out for yourself? After all, personal tastes can differ, and what may not appeal to some might captivate others. If by chance this particular game doesn't align with your preference, fear not. I invite you to check out my video review of an equally captivating game that boasts a compact file size of under 1 GB. It's possible that you may find even greater enjoyment in that alternative. Have a great day and goodbye.